छायामन्यस्य कुर्वन्ति तिष्ठन्ति स्वयमात्पे फलान्यपि परार्थाय वृषाः सत्पुरुषा एव.
Trees stand in the sun and give shade to others. Their fruits are also for others. Likewise, good people bear all hardships and bring welfare to others. They give to others whatever they have earned. Why saying it is a pleasant morning after yesterday's refreshing rain. Dr. Raghu and Manoram Chacha, uncle, have been invited to the school by the science teacher, Madam Sulika, to facilitate an exciting nature walk. Dr. Raghu is a scientist at the nearby research laboratory, and Manoram Chacha is an elderly person from a nearby community. Manoram Chacha is an expert in mimicking bird calls. He is also brilliant at identifying a variety of plants and animals. To prepare them for the nature walk, Dr. Raghu informs the students that the objective of this walk is to experience the beauty and variety of plants and animals in the nature. The students are excited to join them. They are curious to interact and learn from them. The teacher advises the students to carry a notebook, a pen, and a water bottle. As they walk, they begin exploring the plants and animals around them. Dr. Raghu advises the students to notice the variety of smells in the park and emphasizes respecting all living creatures and observing them without disturbing. Manoram Chacha tells the students to not only observe different plants and animals, but also to carefully listen to different sounds. The students come across a variety of plants, including grasses, bushes, and large trees. They also observe a variety of birds sitting on the branches of trees, butterflies moving from flower to flower, and monkeys jumping from one tree to another. They record their observations in their notebooks and discuss them with Dr. Raghu and Manoram Chacha. The students can hear the chirping of birds. Dr. Raghu informs them that each bird has a unique chirp. This is an example of diversity in nature. Dr. Raghu requests Manoram Chacha to mimic calls of some birds. Manoram Chacha mimics different bird calls. The students enthusiastically start copying him. Have you ever observed different plants and animals around you? Share and discuss your observations with your friends and teacher. Wow, it is amazing how each bird has its own unique chirp. 2.1 Diversity in Plants and Animals Around Us Activity 2.1. Let us explore and record. Plan a nature walk with your teacher to a park or a nearby forest. While on the nature walk, observe different plants, insects, birds, and other animals. Also, note the weather conditions, whether it is hot, cold, windy, and so on. You can collect different types of fallen leaves or flowers and create a scrapbook. Take care of the plants and animals in nature. Ensure that you do not disturb the plants and animals in the park. Do not pluck leaves and flowers. Record your observations in Table 2.1 about the features of stems, leaves, flowers, and anything interesting in various plants. Some examples have been given for you in Fig. 2.1 and Table 2.1. A. Grass. B. Tulsi, holy basil. C. Hibiscus, gudhel, fig. 2.1. Examples of different features of some plants. Table 2.1. Observations of different plants around us. What similarities and differences did you find among the plants that you observed? You must have observed that plants have a variety of features such as tall/short, hard/soft stem, different shapes of leaves, and their arrangement on the stem or branches, flowers varying in color, shape, and scent. Now, create a list of animals you observed during this walk or from your previous experiences. Record the places where they live, the food they eat, and the way they move around in Table 2.2. Some examples have been provided for you. Table 2.2. Observations of different animals around us. What are the similarities and differences among the animals that you have observed and recorded in Table 2.2? You would have observed that some animals live on land, while some others live on trees. Birds live on trees. Fish live in water, and some animals like frogs live on land as well as in water. Animals consume a diverse range of foods and exhibit a variety of movements. Sketch the plants and animals observed by you in your notebook, or prepare a scrapbook with leaves, flowers from different plants, and feathers from animals. Write all the details you have gathered about them. While traveling to and from school, observe your surroundings and look out for a variety of plants and animals. Add the name of any plant or animal that you have not listed before in Tables 2.1 and 2.2. Activity 2.2. Let us appreciate. Close your eyes for 30 seconds and think of one plant and one animal that you have closely observed and appreciated very much. Now each one of you can draw the plant and animal that you thought of on the blackboard. What are your observations about the various plants and animals that have been drawn? How many different plants and animals did the entire class draw on the blackboard? Do you think that there may be many more varieties of plants and animals other than those drawn on the board? The variety of plants and animals found in a particular region contributes to the biodiversity of that region. Each member in the biodiversity of a region has a different role to play. For example, trees provide food and shelter to some birds and other animals. Animals help in spreading seeds after eating fruits, and so on. Can you think of more such examples? This shows that plants and animals are dependent on each other. 2.2 How to group plants and animals. How would you arrange your books and notebooks in groups? Would arranging them in groups help you better organize your school bag? Now, let us look at the world around us. We are surrounded by a variety of plants and animals with different features about which you have learnt in section 2.1. We can group them based on similarities and differences among them. Activity 2.3. Let us group, collect pictures of various other plants and animals. Cut their pictures from old magazines, newspapers, charts, and other sources. Paste each of these pictures on a different card. Divide your class in groups of 5-6 students each. Pool the cards prepared by the students in your group. Observe various features of plants and animals shown on the cards. Recall the features of plants and animals that you have listed in tables 2.1 and 2.2. Group them on the basis of common features. Share and discuss the basis of grouping you have made with other groups in your class. You will be surprised to see that the basis used by different groups may vary. What do you think are the reasons behind it? Different students might have chosen different common features for the grouping. For example, some students may have chosen the height of plants as the basis for grouping, while others might have chosen presence or absence of flowers as the basis for grouping of plants. See Fig. 2.2. Presence/absence of flowers, hard/soft stem eating habits, place they live. Fig. 2.2. Some possible criteria of groupings of plants and animals. You may have grouped animals based on varied features, such as what they eat, where they live, what color they are, and how they move. What is the importance of grouping? Grouping makes it easier to understand and study plants and animals on the basis of their similarities and differences. You will learn more about the importance of grouping in our daily lives in the chapter Materials Around Us. 2.21 How to Group Plants. You must have noticed that plants show variation in the features related to stems, leaves, flowers, and more. The stems of different plants vary in thickness, height, and hardness, while the leaves vary in shape, color, size, and arrangement. You might have tried grouping the plants in Activity 2.3 using one of these features. You might have also learnt in earlier classes that plants can be grouped into herbs, shrubs, and trees based on their height and types of stem. Let us study the features of plants in more detail and group them on that basis. Activity 2.4. Let us group. Let us go on a nature walk again for some more interesting observations. Look closely at the height of different plants. Are these plants shorter than you, as tall as you, or taller than you? Is the stem brown or green? Touch and feel the stems and try to bend them gently. Can you bend the stem easily, or is it stiff? Take care that the stems do not break. Also, observe from where the branches of the plants arise, whether they arise close to the ground or higher up on the stem. Fill in your observations in Table 2.3. A few examples are already given. Table 2.3. Grouping of plants based on height and nature of stem. What differences do you observe among herbs, shrubs, and trees? How can you group plants as herbs, shrubs, and trees based on the data entered in Table 2.3? Some plants grow really tall and have hard, thick, brown, and woody stems. Their branches typically start higher up on the stem and away from the ground. These plants are called trees. For example, a mango tree, Fig. 2.3a, a tree. B, shrub. C, herb. Some plants are not as tall as trees. These plants often have many brown woody stems that start branching very close to the ground. These stems are hard but not as thick as the stem of a tree. These plants are called shrubs. For example, a rose plant is a shrub, Fig. 2.3 billion. Some plants are typically small with soft and green stems. These are known as herbs. For example, a tomato plant is a herb, Fig. 2.3c. Some plants with weak stems need support to climb and grow and are called climbers. Some plants creep along the ground and are called creepers. What can be other features on the basis of which you can group plants? Let us perform another activity. Activity 2.5. Let us look at the leaves of different plants collected by you during the nature walk. Do you notice any variation in the shape and structure of these leaves? You may observe thin lines on the leaves of the plants. Fig. 2.4a. These are veins. The pattern of veins on the leaf is called venation. What differences do you see in the veins of leaves shown in Fig. 2.4a and Fig. 2.4 billion. A. Hibiscus leaf with reticulate venation. B. Banana leaf with parallel venation. C. Grass leaf with parallel venation. Fig. 2.4. Leaves showing different types of venation in some leaves. You can observe a net-like pattern of veins on both sides of a thick middle vein. This pattern is called reticulate venation. For example, leaves of hibiscus exhibit reticulate venation. Fig. 2.4a. In some leaves, you may observe that the veins run parallel. This pattern is called parallel venation. For example, the leaves of banana plants and grasses exhibit parallel venation. Fig. 2.4 billion and Fig. 2.4c. Do you think that plants can be grouped on the basis of venation present in their leaves? Now, let us try to explore roots of the plants. Do all plants have roots? Are these roots similar? Activity 2.6. Let us find out. Visit an open area where wild herbs and grasses are growing. You may use small herbs for this exercise. Using a kerpie, trowel, carefully dig out a few different herbs without damaging the roots. To do this, you may wet the soil and loosen it. Wash the roots with water and observe them. After you are done observing, make sure to replant the herbs so that they may continue to thrive and grow. What are the similarities and differences in the roots of the plants collected by you? What differences do you see in the roots of plants shown in Fig. 2.5a and Fig. 2.5 billion. A. Taproot system in a mustard plant. B. Fibrous root system in common grass. Fig. 2.5. Types of roots. Carefully observe the roots of a mustard plant in Fig. 2.5a. The roots of this plant consist of one main root and small side roots arising from it. The main root is called taproot. Another example of a plant having taproots is hibiscus observed by you in Activity 2.1. The plant in Fig. 2.5 billion is a common grass plant. The roots of this plant appear as a bunch of similar-sized thin roots arising from the base of the stem. Such roots are called fibrous roots. Fig. 2.5 billion. Does your collection include any other grasses? What kind of roots do they have? Is there any relation between the type of leaf venation and the type of root of the same plant? How do we find this out? Activity 2.7. Let us relate and analyze. Collect saplings of 5 common plants from your school nursery or any other nurseries to plant in your school garden. Examples of such plants can include lemongrass, marigold, sadabahar, periwinkle, and others. Before planting them, observe their roots and the venation in their leaves. Record your observations in Table 2.4. Table 2.4. Types of leaf venation and roots. Do you observe any relation between the leaf venation and types of root in these plants? A sadabahar plant has a taproot, and its leaves have reticulate venation. Do other plants with reticulate venation have taproots too? Lemongrass, on the other hand, has fibrous roots, and its leaves have parallel venation. Do other plants with parallel venation have fibrous roots too? Generally, plants with reticulate venation have taproots, while those with parallel venation have fibrous roots. Chickpea, chana, is another example of a plant with taproots and reticulate venation in leaves. Wheat is an example of a plant with fibrous roots and parallel venation in its leaves. Is there any relation among the seed of a plant, types of root and leaf venation? Are all seeds similar? Activity 2.8. Let us compare. Soak some chickpea and maize seeds in water for 2 or 3 days. Remove the seed coat of a chickpea. Now observe the structure of the chickpea and maize seeds. Are they similar or different? A. Dicot seed chickpea. B. Monocot seed maize. Fig. 2.6. Dicot and monocot seeds. You would notice that chickpea seeds are split into 2 parts. Fig. 2.6a. Each part is called a cotyledon. Plants that have seeds with 2 cotyledons are called dicotyledons, dicots. Maize has a single thin cotyledon. Fig. 2.6 billion. Plants with such seeds are called monocotyledons, monocots. What relation do you observe among leaf venation, root types, and the number of cotyledons in seeds of a plant? Dicot plants have reticulate venation and a taproot system, while monocot plants have parallel venation and a fibrous root system. You have learned about some features used for grouping plants. Now let us explore the grouping of animals in more detail. 2.22 How to group animals. Just like plants, animals too are significantly different from one another. How can we group such a wide variety of animals? What features can you think of to group them? In Activity 2.3, you have already set some bases for grouping animals. Let us explore a few of these in more detail.